Hey everybody, Dr. Ben Atkins here, and welcome to a very special presentation. This is the ultimate guide to growing a local business on Instagram. I cannot tell you how excited I am right now about Instagram and what we have been able to do over the last 18 months, what we have learned over the last 18 months about how to grow a business on Instagram. And I'm not just talking about what you would traditionally consider an Instagram friendly business, meaning a restaurant, a real estate agent, somebody that's got a lot of pictures and they're having to like constantly take pictures of themselves. That's not what this is. Today, I'm going to show you how you leverage Instagram for any sort of business out there, especially the ones that have good marketing budgets. But even if you don't have a big marketing budget, you can use this. The idea here is this: we are going to turn Instagram into something for these small businesses, which is what Instagram was designed for, which is telling stories and educating in a very interesting way. So, what I'd like to do, let's dive in, let's get started. Today is extremely special. Over the last 18 months, I got so excited about what I was seeing happening for local business on Instagram that I kind of threw myself into it hardcore. You guys know me. I'll be doing my normal thing, like rocking and rolling, optimizing, and then I'll see an opportunity and I go full steam. And kind of what happened is I threw myself into learning everything I could about how the algorithm works. Give me a number one if this makes sense. Not just Instagram, not just what, the stuff that most people look at. I'm looking at the algorithm and really what is making everything sort of work and work together on Instagram. Specifically because of what I do, I help local businesses grow. I'm looking at it as to how we can use it for local clients. So over the last 18 months, I spent hundreds of hours digging through interviews with employees over at Instagram, ex-employees over at Instagram. Give me a number 7 if you love that. Ex-employees that were revealing some things once, some things, their non-competes were up, going through that stuff, going through articles, going through case studies, going through videos about how Instagram actually works. And then I spent a chunk of time actually testing this stuff ourselves, both for, some of the businesses that we manage. We have some businesses that are gracious enough because they've been clients for so long. We've done so good for them. They let us test things out on them. And today I'm going to show you everything that we've learned about growing a local business fast with Instagram. When this call is over, you are going to understand exactly how the Instagram algorithm works and how you can leverage it to grow any local business using it, even the non-visual, quote unquote, boring businesses. Number 2, you're going to understand what a carousel, reel, and story actually are and how you can use them to get new customers, bring back existing customers, and convert more sales for each, all on Instagram. By the way, when I say what a carousel, reel, and a story actually is, I don't mean that I'm just going to define what the creative type is. Give me a number 2 in the box if this makes sense to you. I don't mean I'm going to show you, well, it's this shape and it's this many pixels and like this. I don't mean that. What I'm going to explain to you today, and something you're going to know that most people don't, is exactly what a carousel does to affect the algorithm, what a reel does to affect the algorithm in a different way, and what a story does to affect the algorithm in a completely different way, and how all those things play together to help you grow a business. Did you guys know, and give me a yes or no, did you guys know that each of them do something very specific in the algorithm that if you get it, you can really manipulate how fast you grow something? Give me a yes or a no if you knew that. If you do not know that, don't worry. That's why you're here. I'm going to explain these things very, very, like, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And this is the key. I'm going to explain how all of them work. Number 3, you're going to understand a posting schedule. Give me a yes if you'd like to walk out of this knowing a schedule of what to post, when to post it, and having the times down perfectly for any business you take on. We're going to go through that. Number 4, I'm going to give you the cheat code. Instead of you guys sitting in front of Photoshop or Canva and trying to build things, doing research from scratch, I'm going to show you how every single week, every client is 20 minutes for us or one of our people that, builds this stuff for people. I'm going to show you how you can do it all yourself. I'm going to show you how you can take on 10 plus clients at $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 each and manage them like it's no sweat. I'm going to show you how you can take on double that. Give me a big number 4 if that makes sense to you. You're excited about that. Number 5, and this is the big one. I'm going to show you, and I want everybody here to understand this. You don't have to be good at graphic design. You don't have to be good at copywriting. By the time you're done with this call, I'm going to show you how to make sure every piece of Instagram content that you create for your business or for your clients' businesses is on brand. It looks amazing, it's engaging, and it looks like a team of 10 plus put it together. If you're excited to dig in, give me a big, big number 9 in the box right now. Let me know that you're pumped for today. I'm pumped. This is something that I have put a lot of time and research into. We've seen some great results. You guys, I want to share this with you so you can see some great results too. All right, so in the next 35 minutes, this is what we're going to cover. Part 1, I'm going to show you how to use Instagram to explode the growth of any non-visual business. And by the way, some of these principles apply to the visual ones too, just so you guys know. Okay, and part 2, I'm going to show you guys the exact mechanics behind Reels, Stories, and Carousels. What each of them does and why you would use each in certain instances. And I'm also going to give you a schedule and a cheat code as to how to use these things strategically to really move any business that you do this with into the Instagram algorithm where it's going to be like sending you people fast. From there, part 3, I'm going to show you the cheat code. I'm going to show you a live demo of how we actually do this stuff to create a ton of content for our clients, but content that actually does something important. From there, part 4, how to turn Instagram into a 10 to 20K per month recurring revenue in 60 days for your agency, for your business. If you're excited, if you're ready to rock, give me one more lucky number 7 in the box, and I'm going to get real stinking excited about showing you this stuff finally. Guys, it's been 18 months doing research on this and building things and like putting things together and testing things. And I finally get to get it out in front of you guys. All right, let's get into it. Let's get started. Part 1, how to use Instagram to explode the growth of non-visual businesses. First things first, we all understand that businesses like restaurants and real estate naturally lend themselves to Instagram because they're visual. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you. Give me a yes if this makes sense. Just so we're all on the same page. Like we all really get that that's not, it's not saying that it's easy because you still have to understand how the algorithm works if you're just posting pictures. But yeah, we understand that's a little easier. What about non-visual businesses? What about chiropractors? What about dentists? What about accountants? What about roofers? What about HVAC, investment managers, charitable organizations, coaches, marketing agencies like what a lot of us have? How do we use Instagram for that? Is it something we can? I'm going to tell you guys, over the last 18 months, I've learned Instagram is a monster for non-visual businesses too, if you understand how the algorithm actually works. Before we get into any of that specific strategy, though, I want to really put forward to you why I got excited. Give me a yes if you want to know why I got excited. When I started seeing some things pop up in some of the interviews and research that I was doing, I went from like pretty excited to like, holy shit, this is a once in 10 years kind of opportunity. Okay, so first, active audience. Let's talk about this. Q3 2025 earnings call. Mark Zuckerberg said this: Instagram has 3 billion monthly active users. Give me a yes if you understand the volume that they've got across the board. 3 billion monthly active users. That's not 3 billion accounts, you guys. That is active users that are being attracted. That's the first big thing I want you guys to realize. Second, I realized as I was going through this that Instagram's maybe started off as a photo sharing site, but it's not really a photo sharing site anymore. Give me a yes if you're intrigued. Because I was intrigued by this. I really was intrigued by this. What Instagram has become, what it really started off with, they didn't really get it, I think, when they first started. They did okay. But like, what I think that's interesting is Instagram is now a storytelling site. It's interesting, right? How many of you have ever thought of Instagram as a storytelling site? Because that's really what it is. Instagram is a place to tell stories. And the better you are at telling stories in the confines of the tools they give you, the more they will reward you with sending you tons of targeted traffic. I don't mean just traffic, I mean targeted traffic. But here's the thing. It's a storytelling site that uses 3 insanely powerful marketing engines that work intimately together. I want to go through those marketing engines. Here's the 3 things that kind of make Instagram work at a monster. The first one is Instagram's a search engine now. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever found a place to eat in a new town that you were in, or a place to go see a show, or maybe a chiropractor or something like that? How many of you have ever used Instagram as a search engine for that? Some of you have. I'm looking at the chat. Some of you have. Some of you have not. But I want you to understand something. The younger market, the 18 to 24, the 25 to 35, this is something that's built in. By the way, I am a 43-year-old and I use Instagram as a search engine all the time when I'm in new places to see, hey, who's out there doing certain things and what can I go find? You know what I love about the Instagram search engine versus maybe Google or something like that when I'm looking for information? You guys want to know? Give me a yes if you want to know what I love about the search engine part of it. Here's what I love about the search engine part of it. I know that when I find a business on Instagram through their search engine, it's going to be a business that is highly fun and highly up to speed on several things. And it's the kind of business I want to do business with, because all the content that I see when I'm doing my search is not them telling me in words how great they are. They're telling me a lot about their business in the form of pictures. Give me a yes if you understand where I'm going with this. Meaning, I'm really learning about the business in a completely different way on Instagram than when I do a Google search. Okay, this is important. This is important. Number 2 is it's a discovery engine. How many of you have been on Instagram lately and realized that they're suggesting things to you based on your interest, based on who you already follow, based on the businesses you already follow? How many of you have realized that it's not just who you follow anymore? Instagram is putting things in front of you now that they think you're going to be interested in, and they're doing this for a very specific reason, which we'll go on in a minute. So that's the discovery engine. This third is a conversion image or a conversion engine. There's a specific way on Instagram that businesses are doing this, and I'm about to blow your mind with some stats on all 3 of these. Okay, so let's get into it. Here is kind of what it looks like when we get into the discovery engine. This is, if I type in coffee right now in my search box, it's putting up coffee options that are local to me. Give me a yes if you're like, holy shit, what? If I just type coffee, not Jonesboro, Arkansas coffee, if I type in coffee, it is putting things in front of me that are not only relevant to coffee, but they're relevant local to coffee. This is powerful. Here's the thing, and I want you guys, this is the young audience, but this is an important audience. Back in 2022, Google's chief technologist, this is not some low-level employee, Google's chief technologist said that almost 40% of younger people, 18 to 24, when looking for a place for lunch, don't go to Google Maps or search. They go to TikTok or Instagram. Now, for some of us that are a little bit older, that just seems insane to us. But that is actual behavior. That is actually tracked. That is 4 years ago. The chief technologist at Google said, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. An even better one, according to Sprout Social 2025 research, nearly 1 in 3 consumers, this is not the young audience, this is across the board, 1 in 3 consumers now skip Google entirely, starting search on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, on YouTube. Among Gen Z, that's over 50% they do this. Give me a yes if those stats blow your mind. Now, what I want you to really understand here is, listen, is there traffic by doing SEO for businesses? Yes. Is there traffic on Facebook by doing ads and things like that? Yes. Do we have all those things that are already working for certain audiences? Yes. But what I want you to understand is there is a completely untapped group of people that most businesses are ignoring by not doing things on Instagram. You can pull in customers that you never thought you had access to by being on Instagram and doing this. Give me a number 1 if the search part, the search engine part of Instagram is starting to make sense. By the way, this is just, I got a story that's stacking here, so make sure you keep paying attention. So far, so good though? Good. The discovery engine. Let me read some things. Instagram actually has a mechanism built into it to spread your messages to accounts that don't follow you. Did you guys know that? That there is a specific mechanism that you can manipulate as the owner of an Instagram account that will show your message mostly to people that don't follow you. And this is the idea. When you're a business and you understand what that mechanism is, you can do some amazing, amazing things. That means that there's a secret weapon for getting new people exposed to your local business. And it's a certain kind of content that I'm going to teach you about here in a couple minutes. How many of you would like to know the certain kind of content that is shown mostly to people that don't follow you? How many would you guys like to know that? We'll go through that in a minute and I'll explain to you. Hey, if you want to get a business, a small business out there like way bigger, even to people that don't follow them so far, this is the content that you'll do. We'll go through that in a minute. From there, by the way, you can see in this post suggested for you. That's how you know Instagram's suggesting things that you don't already follow. From there, conversion. Please pay attention to these stats because this blows me away. 600 million daily active users for stories on Instagram. Give me a yes if this makes sense. 600 million daily active users are looking at stories, and there's a little hint as to what the conversion engine is on Instagram. Please follow me as I go through these stats because what I'm about to show you is insane. 600 million daily active users for stories. This is the content type that's primarily seen by people that follow the account. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think stories are a primary engine for conversion for small businesses before I show you the stats that prove it? Does anybody have a guess before I show you this? Anybody have a guess why this conversion engine, which is stories, is so powerful for small businesses? It's because they disappear. Give me a yes if this makes sense. It's because they're limited. It's because they disappear. Stay with me on this, but let me give you some more stats. So with stories, 600 million daily active users. But here's a monster stat for you. 1 in 5 Instagram stories posted by a business receives at least one DM response. Wait, what? If you have a business right now and you're posting to stories, 1 in 5 is going to get someone to DM you if you're a business. Now, okay, what does that mean for us? Well, keep paying attention to these stats because this is crazy. Over 150 million people message businesses on Instagram every month, according to Meta. Over 150 million people message businesses on Instagram every month, according to Meta. And here's the big one. Businesses using Instagram DMs report a 70% conversion rate on conversations with local customers. The number one driver of DMs is stories. Stories, for every 5 that you post, you're going to get at least 1 response for your business. Over 150 million people are using stories to message businesses or messaging businesses on Instagram, and 70% conversion rate. How many of you think that this conversion rate is insanity? Meaning, if somebody messages your business, you have a 70% chance of converting them into an actual customer if you're on Instagram. How many of you think those stats are crazy? This is why I got so excited. I was excited before I started my research, but when I started to see what I could actually do to move the needle for my businesses that was different than what I was doing on Facebook, it blew me away. Question, are many older people on Instagram? Yes. And I know this because I'm on Instagram. I'm 43. I got people that are my parents, my older friends that are 10, 15 years older. They're on Instagram too. The thing that we don't understand as older users of Instagram sometimes is Instagram is one of many for us. For some users, Instagram is one of the only things they follow. Does that make sense, Solon? Just so that we're on the same page. All right. Now that we've got all that out of the way, one of the most important things that I teach my local business owners friends about Instagram now is this. Everybody ready for this? This next slide is incredibly simple, but it's incredibly important. If you understand what I'm saying on this next slide that's coming up, I want you to put a lucky number 7 in the box. Here it is. If this makes sense to you, put a number 7 in the box. I tell my clients, listen, we can dominate on Instagram for you, but we never have to go viral. We're not trying to go viral on Instagram as a local business. We're trying to own 10 miles. Put a 10 in the box if this makes sense to you. We're trying to own 10 miles. What I want you to understand is this. If I'm going viral on Instagram, 99% of the people that are seeing the post aren't going to be people that spend money with me. It does nothing for me. But if I learned how to use Instagram to completely dominate my niche for 10 miles around my actual business, we can have a floodgate of customers coming in. Can I show you how to do that? Can I show you specifically how do you pick up any business that's out there? You guys take them on as a client, you take them on as a friend. Can I show you guys how to dominate a 10-mile radius for any local business out there on Instagram and try to drive a ton of sales? Okay, let's get into it. The secret, Carla says, hey, yes, please, for my accounting clients. Carla, you are going to love this so much. The secret to dominating for local businesses, especially that 10-mile radius on Instagram, is to understand the exact mechanics behind how the algorithm works and how each of the creative types is a lever for it. So reels, stories, carousels. What is the specific reasons for using each and the timing for each one? Do you guys remember this slide I did a couple of minutes ago? Give me a yes. John, absolutely. Give me a yes if you remember this slide from a couple of minutes ago. I was just showing you, hey, here's the 3 things that make Instagram a gold mine. We got the search engine, we got the discovery engine, we got the conversion engine. Now, that may have seemed like sort of theory before, but like I want to really specifically point something out. The search engine part. Let's say you want a business to show up in the search engine when someone searches for coffee, when someone searches for chiropractic. Let's say that you want to show up in those places. You use carousels for this. Why carousels? Why not just a static post? Anybody have a guess? Give me a yes if you understand why carousels versus a post. A carousel is something that's going to have multiple images in it. A post is just going to have one image. Why are carousels so weighted on Instagram to help you to show up when people search for something, even if they don't follow you? The reason carousels work is this. There was an Instagram engineer at some point that said, wait a second, how do we get people to spend more time on our app? Well, instead of just one photo, let's give the people the ability to do multiple photos per post where people just slide through the photos. What happens when you're not sliding up and down on Instagram, but you're sliding sideways to see this, to see the story, the continued story of pictures or posts from someone? Does everybody understand how that benefits Instagram? The more you're sliding through somebody's carousel, the longer you're in the app. Does this make sense? Give me a yes if this makes sense. So over post, Instagram is going to reward a carousel. So if you're posting pictures to Instagram, it's better if you do it in a carousel. Give me a yes if this makes sense to everybody. Instagram will reward you by showing your content to more of the people that already follow you, but also placing you firmly in search for keywords that have to do with said carousel. Does that make sense of how we manipulate the search engine part so that we show up more there, but we also show up more in the feeds? Give me, before I move on to the next thing, give me a yes if you understand carousels are the secret. Carousels are the secret to the search engine part. Okay, let's move on to the discovery engine. How do you get in front of people that don't follow you already? Reels, 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 reels. What's the difference between a reel and a story? Well, the creative can be exactly the same, but a reel sticks around forever and a story goes away fast. A reel is the primary way, both on Facebook and on Instagram, that they are exposing new people to your business. Give me a yes if you understand that if you want to be exposed to new customers, reels are how you do this, especially in a local scenario. Okay. By the way, so far, how many of you feel like you already have like a 10 times understanding of what you did before you got on this call a few minutes ago of how we manipulate this algorithm, how we rock this? How many of you have had some aha moments so far? Good. So finally, from there, we use carousels, we use reels to get people to find us, to get more people through the door. But you guys, how do we convert people? And the primary conversion engine for Instagram is stories. And the reason is because people, it's quick, it stays there for a couple of minutes or a day, 24 hours, and then it's gone. So it's the kind of thing businesses are used to put offers in front of us because it's not something that clouds up their feed, but it's something that's up there and then it's gone. So limited time offers, new items, new promotions, that's where stories work. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you guys. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you guys. The idea is you want to go dominate Instagram. You want to show up in search, do carousels. You want to show up in discovery where people are going to find you, it's reels. You want to convert more customers that are already following you or maybe have just searched for you, you do stories. That's the ball game. So let me dig into each of these real quick, just so you know. By the way, everybody that's on this call, you will have a cheat sheet by the time it's over. Give me a big number 1 if you're excited about that. Everybody that's on this call, you will have a cheat sheet for this by the time it's over. Yeah. All right. So we'll make sure you guys got that. But here's the deal. Carousels, it's the save it in search engine. It's the one, and like I said, it's just the photos that people are swiping through that makes it easy for you to keep on the channel. Okay. So for boring businesses, what do? We don't necessarily have pictures. So we teach in a story. More on that soon. Reels. This is the same thing. We teach in a reel. It's more of a video type situation. But this is how we get out in front of people. And you guys, this is how we get out in front of people. And when we're out in front of them, we almost know always that when we're doing reels, we're going to get in front of people that have never seen our business before. So we want to teach them something to bring them closer to us. Finally, stories are the conversion tool. Stories are the thing that we put something out there and it better have a call to action at the end. It better have a way that they can spend money. It better have a way that they can get in touch with us to do something that is going to improve their life and something that our business sells. Does this make sense? Do the creatives, are we locking in with how the creatives pull a different lever on Instagram based on how you're doing it? Okay, I just want to make sure we got that out there. And everybody's, if you walk away with nothing else on this call, I want you to now understand you're like, hey, I use reels for this. I use carousels for this. Okay. Now, how many of you would like a schedule? How many of you want to know how many carousels I should create a week? How many reels I should create a week? How many stories I should create a week? Give me a yes if you want to know those things. I'm going to take a drink while you guys are doing it. I'll wait. Okay. Here is the sweet spot. And I want to warn you, at first, this is going to seem like a lot of content. And for most people, it would be. But just stick with me, okay? Give me a yes if you can stick with me, even though this is going to feel a little overwhelming at first. Because it's going to feel a little overwhelming at first, I guarantee you that initial little feeling of overwhelm is going to be something that makes you money. Everybody cool with that? Give me a number 1 if you're cool with that. The initial feeling of overwhelm of how much content we need to create is going to make you money because it's going to be a problem you solve for a business. And that's going to be key. That's why they're going to pay you well. All right, here's the suggested. We do carousels 2 times a week. So we're putting things down that are going to help us show up in search 2 times a week. Reels, we're doing 3 times a week. We're wanting to feed that discovery engine. We want to feed that discovery engine, and that's why we're going to do a reel 3 times a week. And in the stories, we're going to do 1 story a day. Everybody understand that. So for stories, it's going to be 5 to 7 times per week. Give me a yes if this makes sense. By the way, what that translates into a schedule, this is the schedule that we start off with every new client now because we've researched this. Rob says that seems like a lot of content in 20 minutes. How many of you still had that same idea? Let me explain something. This is what we use that content for. Can you guys see the schedule? Give me a yes if you see the schedule. You'll notice there's a story every day. You'll notice there's a story every day. You'll notice that there's 3 reels spread out, and you'll notice that there's 2 carousels spread out through this too. Does everybody see not only this is how much you have to create to be optimal, but this is where you actually put it. I even included the times on there. By the way, if you want to screenshot this, screenshot it now and then tell me when you're done. If you want to screenshot this, you know what? Better yet, stick around to the end of the call. You don't have to screenshot anything. I'll do it for you. Give me a yes if you're cool with that. You don't have to screenshot anything. I'll do it for you. All right. Make sense? Let me ask you, before I move on, do you feel like you have a better understanding of what makes growth on Instagram for local businesses actually work and predictable? Give me a yes if you feel like I know how to predict this now. I know what to do with the content, how much to do it. Yeah. But let's say you already knew all that. Do you understand why most small businesses can't handle consistently creating content like this at this level each week? Do you understand with what works, with what Instagram is begging us to do to give us exposure, why even knowing that most businesses can't do it? Because they got other shit to do. Now let me do the math to really show you the problem. By the way, this math comes from somebody in my office, me, that has a decent understanding of how to create graphic design and how to template things. This is what we were doing when I first started out and what it took us, from research to writing hooks to designing all 7 in Canva, even with the template, to writing captions for carousels, just 2 a week. It was taking us over 3 hours to do that. For Reels, with Reels, we're doing 3 a week. That's concept and script, finding the footage, editing. It was taking us almost 5. For stories, we're doing a story every day, even the short ones. This is something that was taking us around 2 hours. Total hours a week that I was spending per client to research, write, make sure the hook was good, turn it into an image. That took a ton of time, even with my templates, because you'd move things and they wouldn't be right. You'd move them again, you'd export, and you'd do it 50 times. It was taking us around 10 hours a week per client to do Instagram the right way. How many of you see the problem with that as agency owners? How many see that as the problem as a business owner? You guys are like, if you have an agency, you have a business. How many of you see that as a problem? The problem as an agency owner is it's not scalable. The problem as a business is like, where am I going to find the time to actually do that? Can I show you how we finally fix this? I got real pissy with having to spend that much time myself. I got real pissy with having to pay someone to do those things and to train them to do those things. If you'd like for me to show you what we've been working on for months to fix that problem and to take all these good things that we're able to do with Instagram, but make them easy, give me a lucky number 7 in the box right now. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes if I get enough number 7s and show you kind of our secret weapon. Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into part 3. Part 3, our Instagram client growth cheat code. So I learned all those things over the last 18 months. I started using them. I was blowing up businesses using the formulas that I'd learned and I just taught you. I knew which levers to pull, what to do in terms of how much content to create. I knew all those things, but still actually doing it was a pain in the butt. So we built a tool. Before I show you this tool, I need you to understand something important. If you're the kind of person that this is just a hobby for you and you like playing around and, this is not for you then, okay? All right? If you're like me and the end result, you want it fast and you want money in your pocket for it, this is something that's going to blow you away. So we built this tool. It's called Seek Stories because that's what Instagram really is. It's us using photos and videos to tell stories in a very unique way with not a lot of words involved. You ready to see how we use Seek Stories to turn Instagram into a business goldmine and how we create everything I just showed you in 20 minutes a week? Give me a yes. Lisa says, does this stuff work just for local or would it work for online businesses as well? It absolutely works for online businesses. I could show you a few, but yes, everything principle-wise that I'm teaching you right now and everything I'm about to show you works on online businesses too. Okay, give me a big yes in the box if you're ready to see it and you want to get into how this works. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump out of the chat. You let me know when you can see the browser on your screen and you can see a settings page on your screen. Give me a yes if you can see a settings page. Real quick, I'll just wait for you guys. I'll wait for your responses, making sure everybody's caught up and you can see a settings page. Okay, so this is how it works. When you first install Seek Stories, you're going to name the business. You're going to upload the logos for light and dark backgrounds. You're going to upload a social avatar, okay? And then we're going to select our colors that match our brand. Give me a yes if so far so good. Yes if so far so good. Now, because we're using AI in a very unique way, a human-driven way, we're going to be instructing a little bit. You can put in your website or the website of your client, and it will learn what your client is all about or what you're all about from your website. Okay, give me a yes if so far so good on that. If you don't have a website and you just want to train it, that's where you put in your voice notes. From there, we put in our social handles, we put in a tagline, and you can build in multiple calls to action because every post you put out there may have a different call to action. So ours for Bluff City Chiropractic is called to schedule your appointment today with the phone number. This is a sample business just so you get the idea. From there, we throw in an API key. This is not using an AI API heavily at all, but it uses it in all the right places. We also have a place for backup. All right, everybody, do you understand the settings? I know this is the boring part, but it's important that you understand how quickly you can set this up. This is about a 1 to 2 minute setup, okay? 1 to 2 minutes. From there, I want to show you something specific, which is how we create content. Can you guys see this article? Can you guys see this article? The doctors share the best tension headache remedies. Give me a yes if you can see this article. So there's a couple of things that I want to explain to you. The first way that we can create something amazing is we can go up here to this little button here, which is Seek Stories, and you can generate your content for Instagram by clicking generate from this page. Give me a yes if you see that. So far, so good. We're going to come back to that in a second. The second thing is we can go in and we can actually highlight text and we can just create something with Seek Stories from the highlighted text. So if you don't want the whole article, you want just a portion of the article, you can do that too. Give me a yes if that makes sense. Give me a yes if that makes sense. The last thing that we can do is you can always start from scratch. I can go in and say, hey, I need something that's about this. Common causes of knee pain in older adults. Common causes of knee pain in older adults. And you can just prompt it with what you want. And then you click generate. And what it's going to do is it's going to write a hook for you. It's going to write a hook for you. It's going to write a hook for you. Or you can put in your own hook. The 4 common causes of knee pain in older adults. It's not what you think. And you can go in and you can have it create something from there. You can go in and have it create something from there. And from there, it's going to get to work and it's going to start writing something. Give me a yes if you see what just happened on your screen. Here's what we got. The 4 common causes of knee pain in older adults. It's not what you think. We break down the real culprits. And then we go to the next slide. Most people blame arthritis, okay? I'm not going to read all this to you, but just so you understand how great this is. We've got, but arthritis isn't always the enemy. 4 patterns show up again and again. This changes everything about treatment. Start with your posture now. Call to action at the end. Give me a yes if you see how quickly that came together. Give me a yes if you see how quickly that came together. So far, so good. All right, so that's one, and I'll go back to that in a second, but let's go back to here, and let's go back to this, and let's have it create from this whole article from scratch so you can see that working. It's going to generate from this page. It's reading the page. This one is about tension headaches. 70% of people get tension headaches. Your posture is probably why. That's a great hook. Let's have it generate from that hook, okay? It curates from other content, or you can create it with your own. So the idea is we've got this now. And what I want you guys to understand is this is the shape of a carousel. This is the shape of a carousel. Now, we can change the template just like that. With this template, editorial and modern, you can actually upload a picture for the first slide so that it tells the story even more. You can also go into the social one, and we've got something that looks like social. Give me a yes if so far so good. You understand the 3 ways that we create content with this and the different templates for each of these. The different templates, the themes for each of these. So far so good? Cool. Now, the idea behind this is you can always go down here and change your call to action if you have multiples. You can always regenerate one slide. You can regenerate the whole story with the touch of a button, and it'll rewrite everything. But the idea behind this is once we get this, this is your carousel. We go click download, and we go to carousel images, and it's going to download everything to my computer so that we've got all that stuff here. And you can see how quickly we have the carousel images that we can upload. Give me a yes if so far so good. You understand where we're going from this. So far, so good. Also, you may have noticed that there's caption, carousel text, and real text down here at the bottom. What I want you to notice is if I click here, it's also written the caption for my post to go with my post. So the images I'm about to upload from Instagram, we've got our carousel and our reel, which they should be different. We also have our hashtags that should go with it so that we get the maximum amount of spread. Everything locks and loads and it's ready to go. Now, real quick, I want you guys to see this. Here's what I would do for my client to start off if I was starting off my 20 minutes. Here is my first one. I'm going to download this as carousel images. Boom, it's done. I also want to go through, you guys. I also want to go through right now, and I want to turn this into a reel. So we're going to go in, we're going to shape it this way. We're going to shape it this way. We can shape it this way too. And I'm going to select a different one that looks different, but still branded for me. And I'm going to download this as a video. So right now it is going through and rendering the video. Give me a yes in the box if you can see it rendering the video right now. Give me a yes in the box if you can see it rendering the video right now. So now, not only do I have my carousel, but I've got a reel that's along the same theme. And that's ready to rock and roll. So far, so good. Give me a yes if so far, so good. And like I said, here we go. We've got our reel. It's good to go. I'm going to just cycle through so you can see that is now a video that's ready to play. Give me a yes if you feel like that's pretty magic, how fast we just created that. I can select a different template. As I said, we could go upload a picture here. If I wanted to go, let's see, this is tension headaches. Let's go tension headaches just so you guys can actually see this. Let's go images. By the way, we would only use images that we have the rights to. Images that we have the rights to, but let's just for sake of doing this right now, let me save this. I'm going to save this to my desktop so you guys can see this. And we're going to save that. We're going to go back to the editor. We're going to upload this just so you guys can see it. And now you've got something that's immediately on brand, and this is going to come across all your stuff so we capture even more attention. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you so far. So far, so good. Now here's the beautiful part. Not only can I do this fast for a client and deliver this stuff, but I can also put this in a client's hands. And one of the things that is most important with Instagram is what? What is one of the most important things about Instagram to realize? Instagram is native to a mobile phone. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you. Instagram is native to a mobile phone. Give me a yes if this makes sense to you. So the idea is we have download to our computer, but we also have a very special tool here. A very special tool here is we can send to our phone. So if I want to send directly to my phone, I can go carousel images, and I have a QR code. This lasts for 5 minutes. I can scan this on my phone, and immediately it opens up on my phone in a way that I can download this, directly to my camera roll on my phone and post it directly to the app. So not only are we doing it this way, but we have it where it can send directly to the phone because this is a native phone platform. When it's all said and done, between articles, between just prompting it from scratch by going to generate from scratch or taking pieces from things, does everybody understand how I am able to go in and create all of those pieces of content that I told you about in 20 minutes for every single client that we have out there? Give me a yes if this makes sense. So far, so good. Now, I want you guys to understand something. I want you guys to understand something. I get paid between $500 to $2,000 a month per client for what I showed you. The reason is because when I deliver this content to the business, they realize I wrote a hook. They realize I am teaching something. They realize that we're telling a story on their page that is going to educate their people, that is going to get them excited about coming in. And everything is branded in their colors automatically with their logos automatically. Does this make sense? The best part of all of this, of everything that I just showed you, is we are building the kind of content that destroys on Instagram. And I get paid for an hour and 20 minutes of work that I send to the client, and then they post it themselves in a couple minutes every week. Give me a yes if this makes sense. I'm not charging to do the scheduling. I am sending the client the content for them to do it. That's what I'm getting paid for, because the content is the hard part. Or I'm getting paid not to shut the software off if I give it to the client. Give me a yes if this makes sense so far and you're excited about the system that you've learned today and how we're doing it. Give me a big yes. I got a couple questions for you. Question number one, would you like to get founder access to Seek Stories for yourself so you can use it to grow your favorite local businesses faster? Give me a big number one in the box if you'd like access to Seek Stories so that you could do that. Okay, I got lots of number ones. Thank you guys for being so awesome in the chat. Question number two, and give me a number two if this rings true. Would you like for me to show you exactly how to get clients using Seek Stories by identifying 4 green flags that a business has using Instagram's built-in search feature? Give me a yes if you've got that. Okay, cool. So 2, we want to learn how to do that. Okay, let's keep going. Number 3, can I show you exactly how to deliver results for these clients using Seek Stories as a service that you provide for $500 to $2,000 a month? Would you guys want to know the whole pitch and how we explain this and why and who we go after and all that? Yes? Okay, so number 4 is coming. Number 4 is coming next. Question 4, can I also show you how to build an army of recurring clients by licensing out the tool and installing it on their own machines? Give me a yes if you're into that. One more question, you guys. One more question. Finally, can I show you the exact weekly workflow to building a 10K per month revenue stream in the next 60 days using Seek Stories? Meaning, this is how you put this stuff in front of people. This is how you get people to sign up. This is how you start building the recurring revenue and how you do it fast. Okay. I got a lot of part 5s. I got a lot of people, answering those. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Part 4, how to turn Instagram and Seek Stories into a 10K to 20K per month recurring revenue stream in 60 days or less. Okay. I'm excited to invite you all that are here. This is a VIP group, and I want to invite you all to be a founding user of a game-changing tool that we've been